How's it going, guys? I'm here to review Halloween Kills 2021.
No, 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 no,
So this is the sequel to the Halloween 2018 movie, and technically this is supposed to be like a Halloween 3 in this new timeline. Of course they're gonna make one more movie after this, so this is the second of this new Halloween trilogy too, technically. But if you count the original one in the timeline, of course, this is the third story or the third Halloween movie that happens. So this movie takes place in the same night of Halloween, and literally last time we saw Michael, Laurie and her children are literally fighting Michael Myers, and of course they trapped him in this basement with cages and everything, and they throw a Roman candle so that way, because there's gasoline gas in the basement, so that way they can ignite the fire. And now Michael Myers is trapped in the basement while the house is burning, and they escaped with the paramedics, of course, and the cops. And that's when the fire department shows up. When the fire department shows up, that's when Michael Myers appears. How did he survive? I'm not gonna spoil it, but there is a specific way he survived, and of course that's when he goes back to his original roots, goes back onto his killing spree. He kills pretty much the whole fire department and escapes the house, and that's when he tries to tracks down as many as victims as he can in the town of Haddonfield. So this movie, remember, like in the last movie, he wasn't trying to find Laurie Strode like in the original timeline. It was just caused by an obsessive doctor, and he wanted them to meet in the last movie, or wanted them to meet, or aligned in the last movie. So in this one, he straight up just not looking for Laurie. He doesn't really care. He's just going after any victim in the town of Haddonfield. And once the town of Haddonfield finds out that Michael Myers is still alive, he's out, he's pretty much returned home to kill again, and Laurie's in the hospital, that's when they decided to create a lynch mob to go find Michael Myers and finally destroy him. The lynch mob is led by Tommy Doyle, the original actor who played Tommy Doyle, and Lindsay Wallace, and the nurse from the original Halloween movie. Sheriff Brackett is back in this movie, which is played again by Charles Cyphers, which is really cool. Laurie Strode's back, but she's in the hospital pretty much most of the movie. But you still have Karen, you still have Allison. Lonnie's back. Well, not the actor who played Lonnie original, but they had two different actors in this movie they played. There was a kid Lonnie for a flashback scene, and then there's another actor that plays an adult Lonnie. But anyways, yeah, this movie does go back to like the original 1978 Halloween night. It has flashbacks here and there of what really happened after the original movie, of how Michael Myers got caught by the police, and how just it explains pretty much what happened literally after the ending of the original Halloween movie. So the flashback, you can say, is between Halloween and Halloween 2018, explains you how Michael Myers got caught, and it goes back to its current timeline, which is Halloween Kills. So that's pretty much the plot of a nutshell. Michael Myers is just going on a killing spree. He's pissed, and the whole town of Haddonfield's pissed. And they have their own lynch mob, and they're trying to track down Michael Myers. So it's literally Michael Myers against the world, or versus everybody in this movie. Like, Michael Myers is so savage in this movie. Like, the kills are so brutal. Like he is an unstoppable force to be reckoned with. Like, it'll take the Avengers to stop him, pretty much. That's how strong he is in this movie.
Told me what?
Somebody in there?
Michael Myers is alive.
So what did I think of this movie? This movie, I don't know. To be honest, I have mixed feelings about this movie. There's a lot of scenes, there's a lot of moments in this movie that's great, and there's a lot of other scenes that I wasn't really quite feeling. I'll just get to the negatives first. One of the negatives that I didn't like was some of these new characters are just plain stupid. I don't know why. They're just plain stupid. It's just like, I don't know if that's the way they were trying to go for, because it's a slasher movie, but in the same time, I just wish some of these characters had more of just, I don't know, just had more of a brain, had more common sense. But I don't know. This is a horror movie after all. Because what I mean by that with their common sense is like they make stupid choices. Like sometimes they have every opportunity to kill Michael Myers, but they don't take the chance to do it. Or they have the chance to go run, but instead they want to go explore. Just like stuff like that in a slasher movie. Another thing I didn't really like is the use of comedy in this movie. Like there are some scenes where they intended to put some humor in it, to put some comedy in it, like to make it like watchable for the general audience. I don't know, man. Sometimes I hate when they do that in horror movies where they put too much comedy because you can tell they're just catering to the like whole audience instead of just the actual horror fans. But that's just my personal opinion. I just don't like when they do that. And sometimes when they do put comedy, it doesn't even fit well in the movie. It doesn't even fit in the scene. It doesn't fit the mood, and it's just like it just doesn't make sense sometimes. But I don't know. There's a couple of times in the movie that or people are laughing, and I'm like, because I watched in the movie theaters with my friends, and then there are some scenes I'm like, okay, was it meant to be funny, or like I thought this was supposed to be scared, and some people are just chuckling and laughing. I'm like, okay, that's how you know like there's something wrong. Not only just that, the trailers, the marketing for this movie, they showed too much. Like I felt like they showed too much of what was going on. If they only just made one trailer and just put out the movie, I think I would have been fine. But they made at least 2 or 3 trailers. The second trailer, they showed so much, and like that whole fire department scene when Michael's slaughtering the whole fire department. That like what you saw in the trailer was pretty much in the movie. Like you didn't really miss much. Like they literally showed the whole scene in the goddamn trailer. I'm like, what? There's a lot of scenes they were just showing a lot of kills in the trailers, and it just kind of ruined it for me. It's just I don't know why they showed so much in the marketing and the TV spots, the commercials, the ads, trailers, you name it. They just kind of showed a bit much, in my opinion. It kind of ruined some scenes for me. And the last thing I don't know. The last thing I will say that's a kind of a negative is that I was expecting the ending to be more executed better, or just I don't know. Like I felt like I wanted the ending to have more of a punch, but I felt like the ending was kind of rushed, in my opinion. I felt like the ending was just like, all right, let's just write something real quick. Let's just do that, do this, do that in the script. All right, done. Like I don't know. I felt like the ending was just rushed. Like I felt like there should have been more of a punch and more of an execution, more of epicness in the ending. Especially, all I could say is that in the ending, the town of Haddonfield, the mob, does eventually catch up to Michael. But that's all I could say. But I just wish they showed a lot more with that, more of a fight, more of a epicness, just more of everything. But I don't know. The positives that I do like about this movie is I do like how Michael Myers, like how savage he is in this movie. He is like a Grim Reaper type. Like I said, this is the Michael Myers I like. He's pretty much the same Michael Myers from the original movie, like the John Carpenter classic, which is really cool. So that movie and the Halloween 2018 and this movie, Michael Myers is just like completely just OG and savage, which yeah, like there's a couple of kills in this movie. It's really gory and it's really creative too. I really love the kills in this movie. The soundtrack or the score for this movie, obviously, it's just great. It's composed by John Carpenter again, which is really good, and it has that 80s aesthetic synthwave music going on. I just love it. The Halloween, of course, the Halloween aesthetic to it, the Halloween holiday environment, the whole decor and everything is it's just right for this movie. It's just right for October, and I do love that they go back to the 1978 flashbacks, which is really cool. I do love that segment, and I do love how they brought back Dr. Loomis, even though it's not Donald Pleasance. They did a good job of making the actor look like Donald Pleasance. Because, dude, I thought that was Donald Pleasance, like, coming back to life for a second there. I'm like, whoa. But no, and you would be surprised that it's not CGI. It's absolutely not CGI, because they use actual special effects and makeup to make it that good, to make it that realistic, to look like Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis, which is really cool. So that's cool that they didn't use CGI. And another good thing is the characters that were annoying in the last movie. Let's just say that I'm not gonna tell you who, but some of the characters in the last movie do die in this movie that I didn't like. So that's a plus for me. And yeah, it's just, this movie's good, you know, and then good, but like not perfect, not one of the best sequels, if that makes sense. That's literally the only good things I can say, is just the nostalgia, the flashbacks. They did a good job on Dr. Loomis. Michael Myers is a savage. The special effects is great. The soundtrack is great. That's literally about it. I mean, everything else was just kind of a bit disappointing. Yeah, it was just kind of disappointing. Not scary, and it's just kind of humorous at times, which I didn't like. And then they made some new characters even more stupid, and they even made Tommy Doyle stupid. Like, I don't know why they made that choice. Like, Tommy Doyle's supposed to be the guy that knows what he's doing, that knowledgeable. Like, Paul Rudd's Tommy Doyle's character, like, just knowledgeable. This Tommy Doyle, I don't know, man. He tries so hard to kill Michael Myers. He's like, yeah, we gotta get the lynch mob. But in reality, nothing works out in the end. But I don't know. I'm like, it's not really my Tommy Doyle. I know it's the same actor who played the original Tommy Doyle in the original one, but I feel like his character would have been smarter realistically, but that's just me. So I thought this movie was okay. If I had to give this movie out of 10, I would give this movie, oh, this is hard. I'm shifting between 6.5 or 7 out of 10. I would give this movie a 7 out of 10 because there was a lot of good moments. It wasn't a bad movie. It's not a bad sequel, but it's just certainly not one of the best. And I know it's a very, very divided movie by a lot of fans. It's just divided by a lot of fans. Some fans are 50-50 on this movie too. And a lot of general horror fans do love this movie. So I respect that, but that's just my opinion. I just think this movie could have been better. It could have been executed better, and especially the marketing kind of ruined it for me. But I'd give this movie a 7 out of 10. So that was my quick review of Halloween Kills 2021. Please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Blood. But a man couldn't have survived that fire. The more he kills, the more he transcends.
Run! Go now!
He's the essence of evil.
Do it! Do it! You want your mask? Come and get it!
I'm coming for you, Michael.